Jewel Effect.
We are back. This is season 2, episode 1, and I am so excited because I have my girl here with me. This is like a long time coming. The Jewel Effect has been waiting to sit down with the Amber Lay. She does a lot of everything, okay? She does some sports editing, PR, public relations. She's a model.
Okay.
Event coordination. You know, she's a DJ Sussone's assistant. Yeah, so she has a lot going on, and she's here to tell her story today. So I'd like to introduce to you Amber Lay.
Hi, guys. How's everyone doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
I know. So just a backstory. We started following each other a while ago. Oh, well over a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's maybe even almost two. I don't remember.
It's been a minute.
But, yeah. But I immediately was drawn to Amber. And she just has a good spirit. She has this confidence about her. She's spicy. She's fun. She's professional. She's a boss. So I had to have her. Like, I'm very particular. And I was just telling her, I'm very particular about who I want to sit down with and build a relationship. So this is perfect for her to set off season 2. So we're here.
I'm so honored that I'm setting off season 2.
Yes.
When
2
she
is
told
your
me, I
favorite
was
number?
like, ooh. Yes, 2 is my favorite number. 2 and 4. 24.
Nice. 28 is mine. So
Ooh,
like the
multiples.
Exactly.
2 multiples.
Exactly.
Meant to be. We're
I
aligned.
know. We're meant to be.
We're meant to be. We're aligned.
You are my bae. So, yeah, Amber. So, where do we start? Okay, so let's start with, who are you? Like, how would you describe yourself? What's your elevator pitch?
Who am I? I am a strong, resilient woman who has seen a lot of things, and I'm still here. I'm still smiling. I still love people like I've never been hurt before, and all I want to do is share love and positivity with the world. You know what I'm saying? And healing. I'm a huge advocate for healing.
Good. So let's talk about healing. I know that you have, let's start with, I've been so excited to talk about this and learn more about it. What inspired Goddess Gang, the Goddess Gang?
Ooh, so I don't know if you know this, but I've rebranded 2 different times. Okay. When I first came out with it, it was 2019. And it started off as a self-defense class, and I put media into it, blogs into it, did a website for it all by myself. The website took a very long time. And I didn't feel the pain into power anymore, so I then rebranded to The Beast Within. And the reason I did that was because every time people heard pain into power, domestic violence survivors, they're just like, oh my God, poor you, oh my God, the pain. I'm like, it literally says pain into power, so why are you giving me the sympathy that I don't want, that I don't ask for? And so I was just like, the beast within. The beast within, because it's like, all right, it's go time. It's time to claw out that beast within you. It's time to go hard. It's time to hit the ground running, get yourself together. And then a year passes by, and I'm like, I don't want to be a beast anymore. I don't want to be angry anymore, and I don't want anger to fuel what I do. I don't want pain to fuel what I do. I want to be a goddess. I want to be soft. I want to be in my element, and I want to move with love and peace and healing and positive vibes. And that's where the Goddess Gang came from, because let's leave all that anger behind us. Let's channel it and use it in a different way, as opposed to just moving off of pain all the time. Let's move off of love. Let's move off of peace. Let's move off of prayers and healing and all the things that are so beautiful in life. Let's be soft. I want to be soft now. I've been angry for the past 30 years of my life. I am now 32. I do not want to be angry anymore. So that's how I came up with the Goddess Gang, and I made it inclusive as well. because originally it was for strictly domestic violence survivors, the events that we had, but now I'm expanding it to all women.
Okay.
Any woman that has been, and we've all been through something, any woman is welcome, because there's a goddess within you, and you just gotta nurture her enough for her to come out and embrace her. So that's where it came from.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you, babe.
So it's a lot of women who have been through a lot of things, right? And some women, they grow through it and they find peace and they find love and strength. And then there are some women who, never recover, So being a domestic violence survivor, how would you say you grew through that to be who you are today?
Oh, it was such a long journey, because I was in my abusive relationship when I was 23. And it was a very traumatic experience. It made me look at life a lot different. And all I have to say for that is, with my healing, I had to realize I had to nurture my inner child, because that's where the looking for validation and the looking for love in all the wrong places comes from your childhood. Like, what was missing in your childhood? And my parents were great providers, don't get me wrong, but it's a lack of knowing how to express love, which is very important in a child's life. I'm not saying that they didn't love me. It was more along the lines of they just didn't know how to show it without being strict and stern. And sometimes I don't want you to be strict and stern. I just need you to be someone that cuddles me when I'm crying and I'm 5 years old, instead of telling me, that's weak, you're not gonna cry. No, we're not doing that. And healing is so different for everybody. I found healing through channeling my anger, and as opposed to spazzing on people and being miserable and being rude all the time, because I was a mean bitch.
Yeah?
I was a very mean person.
I can't even see that.
I was a very mean person.
Okay.
Also because I wasn't happy with myself, so I projected onto other people.
Right.
And once I realized I didn't want to be this rude, mean-ass bitch anymore, I was like, what can I do to better myself? What works for me? Going to the gym helped me a lot. Like, that's probably the first thing I did that made a difference in my life.
Right.
Journaling.
Oh, yeah.
Journaling is such a huge, because when you're journaling, it's your own thoughts. And sometimes I journal as if I'm writing a letter to God, or sometimes I journal as if I'm writing a letter to myself. Either way is fine, and it works both ways for me. And it gives you a chance to revisit your emotions. And I've been doing a new thing recently, and it's practicing alchemy, where if I'm going through a situation and it's not the way I want it to be, or it ends badly, right, I will sit there and I'll write, what are the 5 lessons I've learned from this situation? Why am I dealing with this? Why did I let this person hurt me? Why did I tolerate this? And once you do that, you have a better understanding of yourself, what you need, what you want. And once again, it's doing things that you love that will, your self-love will skyrocket as soon as you start doing the things that were taken away from you, like going out with your girls again, being a foodie and going to different food places. Like, whatever it is that works for you, you do it. Whatever made you happy before that experience. And I also want women to understand, like, you're never going to be the same person you were before that. Believe it or not, you're going to be a lot better, a lot stronger, a better woman for it. And it's not crediting the abuser by any means. It's crediting yourself that strength is already within you for you to survive something like that and still be smiling, still be going on with life. And that's honestly what helped me heal so much. And we're never really done healing, but I've come a long way. And when I hold these healing circles, and they're very intimate, a lot of girls start crying because they're realizing that all this pain and all this trauma they've been keeping in for so long, and that's what's fucking them up. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You have to want to be better.
You have to want it. A lot of people get stuck in why me? This not saying that they aren't a victim, right? Because you are a victim, right? But you get stuck in that becomes your identity, But you have to move past that. I recently had a conversation with someone. We were sitting down, and I'm currently going through something that's very trying and mentally and emotionally exhausting at this point in time in my life, right? And as I talk about it a lot, it's always like, I don't do this or why that. And the person that I was speaking to, you know, they pretty much were like, have you forgiven yourself? You know? Because they always like, oh, forgive that person. But he asked me, have you forgiven yourself? And that's something that I never really thought about, because subconsciously, I feel like a lot of times when we are put in these positions or we get into these relationships, that we always, after it's all done, we got to forgive that person, or that person owes us an apology. But we subconsciously always think like, well, I could have did this. I could have walked away sooner. I could have done this, and I could have did. And we put the blame on ourselves, you know? So when he asked me, like, have you forgiven yourself? And I'm like, have I forgiven myself? I don't think I even thought about it that way in order to do that. So how important do you think it is to forgive yourself when you've been through such things as that?
Before I touch upon that, something you said was you have to forgive the person right away. No, you don't. You don't have to forgive that person right away. And hear me out.
Yeah.
Because forgiving, I can sit there. So I always say my love is unconditional. But it's not, I will tolerate anything. If I loved you at one point in my life, whether it's a friend or a boyfriend, whatever it is that you are, I still love you. I still have so much love for you, but I'm going to love you from all the way over here. Because you can't be close to me.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by unconditional love, where I'm always going to wish the best for you. I've never sat here and be like, I wish so-and-so. No. But at the same time, forgiveness doesn't mean that you forget. You can still sit there and still feel some type of way towards this person. But it doesn't mean it's ill will anymore. It's just, I know what you did. I'm not going to forget about it. And now you're at an arm's length, probably more than that. And that's fine. This whole forgive them. Yeah, forgive them when you're ready to.
Right.
Don't rush it and don't because that's toxic positivity, where it's just like, oh, forgive that person right away. No.
No, I don't believe in that.
Yeah, that's not realistic. And
Right.
stop telling women and men to do that with people that have wronged them. Sit with your emotions, not in your emotions. Sit with your emotions, feel what you gotta feel, whether it's, and put a time limit on how long you're gonna be down and out over this situation, whether it's 2 hours, whether it's 2 weeks. Give yourself a deadline. And when that deadline hits, get back up again, and we hit the fucking road running, and that's that. As far as forgiving yourself, always forgive yourself. That is the first person you forgive. Is yourself. And I've sat there and I prayed to God so many times to give me the strength to forgive myself, because I do the same thing you do. I sit there and I replay, I should have left sooner, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. No, because how someone treats you has nothing to do with you unless you're purposely doing them wrong. It's how they feel about themselves. Maybe they feel like they don't deserve you in their life. Maybe they're self-sabotaging because subconsciously they know that they're not worthy of you. They know that they're not ready for you. So forgive yourself for all the times that you felt like you could have did better, or you felt like you could have caused yourself less pain. Now you know better. You practice alchemy. You figure out what it is that you learned, and you move forward, and then you learn the next lesson. That's a part of forgiving yourself, is realizing as soon as you learn something and you take knowledge and wisdom out of that, that's the lesson. That's the lesson from God. Now you ask God to move forward and to give you the strength to move forward, because let me tell you, God has been there for me through a lot.
Right? That's good, yeah. God is good.
God is great.
You know, we go on with our lives and our plans and our goals and our dreams, but when it comes down to it, God, he has the plan. He's known it all along. You know, you can have your little plans, but I truly believe, Amber, that our plans that we have for ourselves, right? Just seeing who you are, it doesn't compare
to what he has in
to
store.
what's about to happen. So you mentioned like self-love and things like that earlier. What does self-care look like for you?
For me, self-care is being a bad bitch. So I'm gonna be so honest, because when you look good, you feel good. Go get your nails done, go get your toes done, go get your lashes done, your hair done. go look fucking good and go kill it. When you step out the house, I forgot who said this. When you step out the house, it's like a fashion show. Silk the Shocker said it.
Oh, yeah?
In a very, very old song. You know what I'm saying? Like, treat yourself like that. Like, every day is like, not every day, but you know, for the most part, when you're feeling down and out, get dolled up, get pretty. And I'm not saying aesthetics is all it is, but when you look good, you really do feel good. You know what I'm saying? And then just take care of yourself, whether it's spa days. I have days, in the wintertime, I do this a lot. Saturdays before football, because I go out for football, Saturdays is my self-care day. Don't invite me out. Don't ask me to do anything. You know what I'm doing? I'm in my bed. I'm watching Netflix. I'm ordering food. I'm smoking my weed.
Yes.
My phone's on D&D. Don't disturb me. That's self-care, because solitude, isolation, healing, people need to learn how to spend time with themselves. Because if you don't want to spend time with yourself, who the fuck wants to spend time with you?
Nobody.
If you don't even want to spend time
Right.
with yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's self-care.
I love it. And Amber bought me gifts. She bought me gifts, so I want you to introduce these.
So, in the middle of rebranding the Goddess Gang, I had gotten a call from one of my really good friends, and she said, hey, I want you to collab with me on a project, and it's a skincare line. And I'm like, this sounds interesting. What's up? So she tells me all the details, and I had come up with the concept immediately, like afterwards. I was like, get the Goddess Glow. So this is the Goddess Glow. It's our body oil. It's called the Goddess Glow Collection. It's our Sugar Romance. And it's supposed to make your body very smooth. It's a luxury minimalist line at the same time, where it's like a lot of the ingredients, like in here we have rose oil, avocado oil, argan oil. I can't pronounce that word, so I'm not even trying. But the last two words I can pronounce. But it's, you know, it's, yeah. And it's meant to, it smells like sugar, vanilla-y type of thing. They call it, we call it romance, because apparently vanilla is a scent, it's like a mating scent or something. Yeah, so apparently men are very attracted to vanilla.
That's so interesting you said that.
Yes, so they love that scent. So the person I collaborated with, she was just like, let's call it Sugar Romance, because you love smelling like a sugar cookie, which I do a lot.
Yeah.
So
the moisturizer I use is like vanilla. So.
I smelled it on you earlier. I was just, she smells good as hell.
Thank you.
But
thank you.
yes, but we have body butters, we have body souffle, the body oils. We have this deodorant, which is also for men. It smells like baby powder. It comes in a jar, actually.
Okay.
And you can, like, obviously put it on your armpits. And you smell like baby powder for like the whole day. I went to the gym to test it, because you know I gotta test my products before I let you guys. Yeah, I tested it, and I'm like, yo, I smell like a baby. I'm on the Stairmaster sweating, and I still smell good. I'm cool with this. Like,
I love that.
So it should be coming out hopefully in the fall.
Well, I got the first, so don't be jealous, but as soon as I take a shower,
yes,
I'm gonna try this on.
Yes, and please let me know how you like it.
And this is like a bar.
It's a body bar. It's like a bar soap. It has beeswax in it, and it's a little bit shiny, luminescent. Is that the right word? Yeah. For, you know, just to, and your body's supposed to feel like straight up smooth butter, like a, what's that thing that people say, like a baby's bottom?
A baby's bottom.
That's how you're gonna feel when you come out the shower.
I can't wait. I'm gonna text you like, oh girl, I feel
yes,
so
yes, I want to know. I want all the reviews.
I will. I can't wait. So let's go all the way to the beginning, right? You're a boss. You're a boss, okay? You do a lot of things. You're always working. You know, you play, you have fun. You're a baddie, but you're about your business too. So let's go back to how you got started in the entertainment industry. Was it writing? Was it PR? Like what was it? How did it start? I'm excited.
So when I was a young girl, I saw Susan Park on MTV News, and I told my brother, I was like, she's Asian, she's on TV, she's talking about hip hop and all this other stuff. I want to be like her. And you know, my brother was just like, yeah, she's dope. Not thinking I would actually pursue it. And the thing with me is I grew up, my brother raised me a lot because my parents were very hardworking parents, always working jobs, like 2 jobs, 3 jobs each. And my brother was raising me. So I'm a huge football fan. Like, it is a part of my blood. It's a part of, like, my DNA. And every Sunday, we had football Sundays. I don't care what you're doing. Football Sundays in the Lay household, we don't play around. There's wings, there's nachos, there's pizza, there's beer. I couldn't drink beer at the time, obviously.
Right.
There's
I
beer.
would've snuck a little bit.
And so from there, I was just like, yo, I want to be involved in sports media. I want to be one of those girls on NFL Access because I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and I want to do that. My brother's just like, okay, heard you. Went to college, changed my major. I started off as a graphic design major because I was really good with it, but the creative limitation I had, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So behind everybody's back, my whole entire family, I switched my major over to journalism. The whole house, Asian household, in a fucking frenzy, like probably disowned me for a couple months until they decided, like, yo, she really loves this. Like, let's give her a shot. Let's let her do this. And so I was at Centenary, then I went to Middlesex in order to transfer to Seton Hall. Centenary was just not my thing. They had bears on campus.
Oh, hell no.
I think the KKK was walking through there at one point in time.
What?
I think. Don't quote me on that. But, you know, rumors circulating, and I was just like,
Bears alone is too much for me.
We had a bear alert. I was just like, oh, hell no.
Like, you walk into class and you just see a bear, like, walking past. What are you supposed to do?
Right, I don't want to deal with that. I'm good. So I had transferred to Seton Hall, and Seton Hall is where I really found my way. I was a part of WSOU Sports. We were on 89.5 FM. I was doing from the stands on certain Sundays because we switch a lot, and then I was calling some of the games for the Seton Hall Pirates, the basketball games, and this is how I knew that this is what I wanted to do because I just felt this love. And then my sophomore year, I landed an internship with NFL Radio, and when I tell you that was a whole dream come true for me, oh my God, I cried. I got the phone call that I got accepted, and I cried. And it was, at the time, I was also in an abusive relationship, and part of why I couldn't really do sports anymore, because let me tell you, I would be at sports bars, and I would go toe-to-toe with any man. If you want to talk, let's talk stats. You want to argue with me about whose player is better than whose? Let's talk about it. You want to do fantasy football? Okay, let's do that. Let's talk. And I would body them. And they would sit there and be like, holy shit, like, what the fuck do you do? And then I would tell them what I did, and they're just like, yeah, you're made for this. And even the producers at NFL Radio, they're just like, you know we want to hire you, right? Not just as an intern. We want to hire you when you graduate. Like, you could stay here. You don't even need another internship. You just stay here. So my ex had gotten jealous, obviously, because I'm talking I got a chance to talk to Jerry Rice on the phone, Reggie Bush on the phone, and he's the reason I became a Saints fan. And I would brag about it because
that's something to be proud about.
I dreamed about this moment. I'm in studio with Amani Toomer. Like, I'm living Cam Newton is across the freaking hall doing an interview with some other sports radio. And I would always talk about it and how happy I was. And when I tell you, every time I came home, he would beat me up, just tell me I wasn't shit, tell me I was a hoe because I was around all these men all the time. And eventually I left sports. I had gotten fired from NFL Radio because he would always, and I'm not always going to place the blame on him because, once again, forgive yourself, but the constant phone calls while we were recording in studio, my behavior had changed because now I wasn't so happy to be there anymore. I was scared to be there because...
You felt guilty.
Yeah, because now when I go home, I'm most likely going to get smacked the fuck up. But this is what I love. And I try to stick it out to the point where they're just like, you are not yourself. You're not the girl that we hired. You're not the girl that came in here. And I'm getting emotional. And I told myself, like, I don't ever want to go back into sports and have it taken away from me. NFL Radio was a dream come true for me at such a young age. And to have that ripped out from me, I don't ever want to feel that pain again, because that was my first love. And I left sports until this year. Until January of 2022 is when I got offered the sports editor position with We Are Jersey magazine. And I'm so in love with life again that I felt like this is what was missing all these years. I know I'm about to cry.
I know you do see my eyes. Like,
yes, I'm about to cry. But
look, I'm like, I can't wait to give you a hug after this. Oh my goodness. So it's like a feeling of like completion.
Yes.
This year.
Yes.
Wow.
I feel
that's
very,
beautiful.
very complete. This is
That's
what
beautiful.
I needed.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Shout out to my WAJ team, to B and to Banks and to Q. You guys have made such a huge difference in my life, and if it weren't for you, I wouldn't feel as confident and as much of a boss bitch as I am now. And everything's just falling into place ever since I got the position, and it's just like this was meant to be the way it was meant to be.
Yeah, I think when you're walking in your purpose and you're walking in confidence and in love and just who you really are, you know, just being a genuine person, things are just gonna connect and fall into place and just be what it's supposed to be. So that's a beautiful thing.
Thank
I'm
you.
so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's beautiful. God knows he'll bring it back around.
Always.
You know, the opportunity that you might have had, you know, 9, 10 years ago, however long that was, I don't know how long it was, but it wasn't meant for you at that time. He just gave you like a glimpse of, you know, what it is. But it took you some time. You've grown. You've experienced life. You found out who you were and the shit that you're not going to take.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of times I've heard, this isn't the first time I've heard about being a person being in a relationship and them being extremely passionate about something, and because of their partner, they had to either let it go or got in the way of like certain opportunities. So, and it just sucks. He knew that you're special. You are special. You know, he
100%.
knew that a long time ago, and he couldn't handle it. So, screw him.
Screw him. Fuck
Because
him.
we're here, exactly. So I want to know more about WAJ magazine. I love seeing you post about it. I saw you had Trey on the
Yes.
cover, Trey Button. So
Shout out
that
to
was
little
so
bro,
cool.
Trey
Yeah.
Button. Shout out to my sis, Pilar Scratch, and my nephew, River Mason. B and Banks had approached me originally as a social media manager, and I was doing that. And I had gotten into something, and I was talking sports with B. She doesn't watch sports, but she heard the passion in my voice, and she's just like, "Do you do this?" And I'm like, "I used to." She's like, "Oh, well, you're about to do it again." She's like, "We have a sports section. We don't know what to do with it. Can you please curate the content for it?" And at that moment, I definitely did shed a tear. I was just like, this is it. Like, this is that moment where I'm meant to be back into the sports industry. And I agreed, and I said yes. They upgraded the contract. And now they also threw me into PR, by the way. Thank you so much, guys, for that. Because I wasn't meant to be doing that. But they're just like, "But you're so good at it, so just do it." And I'm just like,
When
fuck
you're good
it.
at a lot of things, the plate starts overflowing. So
I'm like, ooh. I was like, all right. I was like, but if I'm doing PR, someone else is going to have to help me with the social media, because I can't be a sports editor and PR and social. It's too much. But We Are Jersey started, I think, 8 years now. We just hit 120K on the website. So, yep. Our average monthly plays are like doing very well. And they welcomed me with open arms. I felt like I was meant to be there. Like, what's that quote? It says, "Walk into a room like God put you there." God put me here. God put me on this team, and I love this team. I love everyone from the writers to the photographers, the creative director. Like, when I tell you, when we sit down and we create magic, and it's organic and it's passionate, because everything we do, we don't care about your clout. We don't care about your followers. We care about your heart. And that is what gets you featured in We Are Jersey magazine. The actual print issue, we feature people with heart. We feature people who do something for the community. We feature people that love what they do and want to spread that to the world. So We Are Jersey highlights a lot of people in not just Jersey, but in the tri-state area alone, even in New York and Connecticut. We try to expand and share people's stories that are inspiring to others. Because once again, it's not about the fame and all that other stuff. It's about how can you influence somebody for the better? And that's what We Are Jersey stands for, and we've been standing for it for a very long time. And I'm just so happy and so blessed to be a part of this team.
It sounds like a beautiful team. Like you guys are
Amazing
like tight
team.
knit, hardworking.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. A whole family. Legit family. Not a toxic work family, but like an actual family.
Right. Yeah. That's cool. That's good. That's good.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah. So you do event coordination, and it's a lot. It's a lot, you know. So, okay. Before we even get into that, what's a day in the life look like for Amber Lay?
A regular life or an event day?
Let's do event day.
Oh my God. Event day.
Yeah.
6 a.m. Because usually when I wake up at 6 a.m., I'm like, okay, I'll give myself time to meditate. 6 a.m., I'm up. Meditate, shower, gym. That's all done by 8:30. Now, all right, reconfirming. Shout out to Suss. Suss threw me into this as well.
DJ Sussone.
DJ Sussone threw me into event coordination. I'm cool with it because I love it, even though it's stressful sometimes. But he's a very good person, very good boss. So he pretty much, for the most part, he knows that I know what I'm doing. So he lets me do my thing. First thing we do is confirm everybody that said they were coming. Are you coming or not? If you're not, let me know, because there's a waiting list to be seated. I do the seating chart, reconfirm the seating chart. I text my team to group chat. I'm gonna reiterate all of your roles one more time. This is the last time you're gonna hear me say it. Do your job. And my TFP team, the feature presentation team, is very good for the most part with that stuff. And we're all very much on point because now we're used to it. And it's like, all right, well, you're gonna do security, and you're gonna seat people. You're gonna do the front desk. You're gonna do the social media. You're gonna do the red carpet, and you're gonna interview people on the red carpet. So this is everything that I do behind the scenes. Then after I do that, I have to go to Kapashe Designs. Shout out to Kapashe. They do our seating charts. They're seating cards. My bad, where we put the name, the logo of everything, the movie, and we place it on their seats. So they feel special, because they are special. Do that, head home, get ready to look presentable, because I look crazy running around. Me and my photographer, Zay, picks me up from the house. We go to New York together. Whoever is a part of the team, we try to carpool.
Right.
Go together, carry this big-ass step and repeat. He sets it up while I'm talking to management. Management knows I want this here, I want that there, I want this here. And they're very, IPIC and AMC and the theaters that we work with, very accommodating. And they're very, very, very sweet, because now we built a relationship with them. And it's then the doors open.
Yeah.
It's event time, and it's open bar. So I was like, before you guys go and drink, because they sign in, I do this on purpose, they sign in, and the open bar is in a different area. I was like, you go take pictures before you get drunk. This is what we're gonna do first.
Smart.
Go take pictures, look good, be sober, and then you go do your thing. So
right.
open bar is about an hour, and then that's when we start walking people down to their seats.
Right.
Listen, you sit here, do not switch your frickin' seat, because I put a lot of time into the seating chart. You have an issue, let me know. But for the most part, the guests are very pleasant. They don't really give me an issue. Everybody's seated. Once everybody's seated, Suss hops on the mic. Mike is just like, he hops on the mic, just thank you for being here. We're premiering this, that, and the third. And we just have people have dinner. They order dinners, they get it at their seats, and they enjoy it while they enjoy the movie. They post up that they're having a good time with whatever hashtag we ask them to, because that's a part of the event.
Yes.
And then towards the end, everybody's pretty much litty as hell. Suss makes his farewell speech. I'm there like, okay. As soon as he turns off that mic, the team has to run outside, because now we're doing more pictures, but these are different types of pictures, where it's like everybody's now lit. Everybody's now in their friend groups. Everybody's here, so they're taking group pictures at this point. And that's probably my favorite part, is the ending, because you get to see everybody just mingle and talk about how much they love the movie or love the event. And it's such a good experience, and it was a really good learning experience for me, because when I first started doing it, I was fucking lost. But now that we've been doing it for 2-3 years now, I'm like, I know shit like the back of my hand. And it's crazy, but I love it.
once it's all said and done and the press releases come out and the pictures come out, I'm like, yeah. Like, me and Sus did that. We did that.
Y'all did that.
We did that.
I like see it online. I'm like, oh my God, I need to be there. I'm gonna come to the next one.
You're coming to the next
Promise.
one.
I can't wait.
Yes.
I know I'm gonna love it. So this is, yeah. How did you get started with DJ Sussone? Was it event planning or?
No.
Okay.
No. Girl. I met Sus at Power 105. One of my friends was working there, and he was looking for interns. So I had applied to be one of his writers, and I got accepted. From there, he was first building TFP, so it wasn't what it is now, because this is, 5 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. Mm-hmm. And I somehow became his only writer, because he's just like, you're really good at what you do, and I would love for you to stay on the team. So I stayed on the team, and he had like a family and friends Thanksgiving dinner one year, and I went. And I got ballsy, and I was like, Sus, do you need an assistant? He's like, well, yeah, but at the time, he didn't have a budget for one. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I was like, I'll do it for free. He's mm-hmm. like, what's the catch? I was like, there is no catch. Mm-hmm. I'll do it for free. I listened to you when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I look up to you. I can learn from you. Let me help you. And he's like, call me next week and we'll figure it out. And when we did that, I stayed loyal to this man very, very long time, because it's, like I said, it's going on 6 years now. Mm-hmm. And when he was able to pay me, he started paying me, because he's just like, you're so loyal. Like, I love what you do. Like, I love how much you care, and you've stuck by me when when he's not it. This is before he was on the Wendy show, all of that. So now that he's this, he takes care of his team.
Yeah.
And that's how I got started with him. And then being his assistant, I also helped him out with the website. So now I'm editor-in-chief of TFP. We have an intern team. We're doing that. And then Dinner and a Movie happened out of nowhere. And he's just like, I want you to help me with this as well. And I got the hang of it, and now I'm doing that. And now I'm pretty much stuck with him at this point.
You're
I'm
stuck
cool
with
with
him.
I'm cool with it.
So you say you got ballsy at the Thanksgiving event that he had. How important do you think taking risks like that, or how important do you think confidence is in the industry, the entertainment industry?
Very.
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 Right.
Because you gotta know what you're capable of. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't lessen yourself because you feel like, oh, maybe I'm overselling who I am. No, if you know that you're capable of doing that job, you fucking do it, and you make it known that you are able to do it. What the other person does is on them, because what's the worst they could say? No. He could have said no. All right, cool, but he didn't.
That's the worst he could have said,
right.
For sure, yeah.
But that's the worst thing that can happen, is somebody says no. Okay, whether or not you take no for an answer, or you want to move forward and explore another opportunity, you can do that as well. Mm-hmm. But it all comes with believing in yourself and having faith in yourself and God. And when you get these blessings and these opportunities, a part of it is knowing that you deserve it. You've worked this hard for it, you prayed for it, you manifested it. It's here. Know that you fucking deserve it and own that shit. Own it. It's yours. All you got, mine. Put my name on it.
Right.
It's mine.
If they don't give it to you, someone else will.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Having all this on your plate over the years, and just, you said editor-in-chief of the website, you're a writer, assistant to, one of the biggest names in radio and hip-hop, all these things, right? How do you balance your career and your personal life?
Meditation. You have to, I don't care who you are, have to meditate, because as soon as I started meditating, my balance was better. And time management. Time management is your best friend, because when you sit there, you're just like, you put a limit, like I have 2 hours to do this, I have 3 hours to do that, I'm gonna take a break in between here. Like, manage your time better, and realistically manage your time better, because when I first started, I wasn't being realistic. I was like, oh, I could do this in an hour. Bitch, no, you can't. Give yourself more time to do it and plan better, because
don't overwhelm yourself. And what I started doing, I forgot who said this. When I write down like my to-do list, I started writing affirmations next to them. Like
Really?
say I have to, for example, I have to study stats and come up with questions for so-and-so event with all these NFL players. Right next to it, I put, I am a successful sports editor. And with every task that I do, I sit there and I ask myself, like I was telling you, what's the intention for myself? Because that's the one time I could be selfish. I am a great asset to this company. If I have something I do that's regarding WEJ, TFP, talk kindly to yourself. And the more you do that, the more you're determined, because now it's not just a bunch of tasks that you have to do. It's, this is who I want to be. This is why I'm going to do these things. This is the intention. So you're setting the intention. And honestly, that just makes the balance so much better because you're reminding yourself of why you're doing this. And it just pushes you a little bit more.
Yeah.
You like that, right?
I love it.
You
My
like that,
mind
right?
is like rolling, like, oh,
Processing.
yeah.
Yep.
I love the writing the affirmations next to the task. I also saw something recently. It was either last night or the night before where they said it's not so much about time management. It's about managing yourself and like who you are. Like you understood like who you were, right? Like be realistic. I can't do that in an hour, right?
Nope.
But they said, for instance, like, allot time to yourself, but do the thing that's gonna push you forward and then do everything else after that. So if you know that it's something that's like super boring, but you gotta do it, do that from 4 to 6 in the morning or 5 to 6 or 5 to 7 before people are even waking up or going to work, right? Get that out the way that's gonna push you forward in life, and then all the other things are gonna like flow.
Yes.
So I thought that was like
I
pretty
like
interesting
that.
too. Me
because,
too.
you have to know yourself in order to manage yourself and your time. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to know what you're capable of.
Right. What would you say to yourself 10 years ago? Like if you could go back to 22-year-old Amber, what would you say?
22. Damn, I feel old.
We are young.
I know.
We are young. I know
Girl.
it seems like it, right? Because we left our 20s. But at the end of the day, like when we're 37, 40, 45, we're going to be like, damn, that 32-year-old Jayla was something else. That 32-year-old Amber was batty, you know? So,
Girl, I was squatting and my knee kind of like popped and I was like, oh, hell no. This tennis injury is catching up to me. I was like, oh no, we're not, let's lower the weight. I was like, oh wait, no, we're not doing this. 22-year-old me, I would really have to say love yourself. That's literally it. Because when you love yourself, you know what you will and won't tolerate. You know what it is that you want, what you need. And with self-love comes so many amazing things. Like when you love yourself, you kind of feel like you're not really lost anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like finding yourself, but loving yourself is just like, you don't deserve this, and you know you don't deserve this. So we're gonna walk away from this in a very peaceful and calm manner before we get buck, and we're just gonna leave it at that, and you move forward. And for me, if I would have loved myself and if I wasn't trying to validate myself through other people or relationships and friendships, I probably wouldn't have went through as much as I went through. But I'm gonna say this, I would never take it back. No. I finally realized that God put me on this mission for a reason, to go through what I went through, to be here and to tell my story. Right. And I wouldn't change a damn thing for the whole entire world.
Right, yeah. And sometimes I feel like if you don't go through those things that really like were sent to break you, right? But you didn't break, you survived it. As you become who you're meant to be, it's like you deserve this. But if you didn't go through that, you might have taken this. You might have settled for that mediocre because you never experienced what it was to be so low, you know? So, yes, it's all meant to happen the way it happens, you know? Absolutely. When you were just talking about just, you know, loving yourself and not taking certain things and standards. Like I had a situation where it was somebody that I really liked and they were kind and awesome and fun to be around, but it wasn't what I know I need. It wasn't what I know I deserve. So I had to send that little text message like, hey, you know,
it.
I don't think we're aligned. I'm reserving my time and energy for someone who actually, you know, is putting in the same, you know, reciprocating that same energy. And I don't think it's a good idea. And it hurt. It hurt, but.
Yep, there you go. I want to hear that.
But I know what I want. I know what I deserve. I know what I'm willing to give. So I felt proud of myself for standing up for myself and saying, I'm standing on this. And it's not about like going through this long situationship and dragging it and just for like high moments, a few high moments, as opposed to like those lows that I knew would have been coming my way if I would have stayed in it. So yeah, but it's really important to love yourself.
But look at you setting boundaries.
Oh yeah.
That's a huge part in loving yourself, is setting boundaries to be like, this stops here. This is as far as you're gonna go. And this is as far as you're gonna test me.
Yep. Yeah. Because that's all it is.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
yes.
thank you. Thank
yes,
you.
because that's hard to do.
It's very hard to do.
But when you love yourself and you know what you want, it ain't that hard.
It's not that hard. Yeah, it's like, ooh.
All right. Yep.
So what does dating look like for you presently?
I'm not dating.
Not dating?
Don't want to.
No.
No. I am, what did Kobe say? I'm married to the game.
I hear that.
I am married to the game, Mamba mentality. Y'all lucky I don't have it on my fingers, which I originally wanted to do, and my tattoo.
A little tat?
Yeah, my tattoo artist was like, no, it's gonna fade. And that is your ring finger. I was like, because I'm married to the game. He's like, Amber, no. And I'm not doing that. And I was like, whatever. But
not your tattoo artist being like a
like,
conscious voice.
No, that is your ring finger. It should be reserved for your husband. I was like, you can share it with Kobe. He's like, no.
You would definitely have to marry somebody who's like a diehard Kobe fan.
Right.
Like, nice, I'll get that too.
Right, to be like, all right, I'll share the ring finger with Mamba. It's whatever. But no, I actually don't want to date right now. I'm super, super focused.
Good.
And I really want to pour all that love that I try to pour. Listen, I've been through some shit. All that love I try to pour into other people, I want to pour that into myself. And this is my soft girl era. This is my soft girl year. And this is my goddess year. Yeah, and I just want to be soft with me. And I just want to be in my solitude. And I want to spend time with myself. I want to work on more of my friendships, because my friendships are everything to me. And my career is beginning to blossom. And I do not have time for distractions, like, at all. So if you're not going to add to my peace or my happiness, because I'm already happy and I'm already at peace, but if you can't add to it because you're not there, please stay the fuck away from me.
Y'all hear that? Don't mess with my girl, okay? Because if you're not coming with it, if you're not serious, stay away from her.
Yes, please stay far.
I'm not playing with y'all.
Admire me from afar. It's okay. I know
exactly.
I'm pretty.
You
what
can
else?
follow her, like her pictures, heart her stories and stuff. But if you're not coming with it, don't mess with her. I'm not playing with you. Don't play with me. I don't like that. So good. That's good. We married to the game.
Married to the Mamba mentality. On my ring finger. Small finger.
He's not going to do that.
No, he's gonna be like, no. Told you no before, I'm gonna tell you no again.
Right. So what's next for you?
Next is the fall issue of WHJ. We Are Jersey, even though we literally just dropped the summer issue not too long ago, but everybody is on grind mode. We're all trying to figure out the next feature, the next cover. I'm already working on the winter issue. The winter issue is going to be a big one. You heard it here first. Going to be a huge one, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna set my career to a whole different level once the winter issue comes out and everything that comes along with it. But I just really want to get back into my sports bag and do my sports media thing and fall in love with it again and learn more about PR so I can help out my team more and do my job properly, and just loving life more and more as each day goes by, learning lessons, sharing wisdom, and just embracing me and what God has for me, because I really don't know what he has in store for me, but I'm happy so far. So
you just gonna show up?
Yep, show up and show the fuck out.
As your highest self every single day.
Every time.
See him work his magic.
Yep, every time, because the one thing about God, he got you. And you just have to believe he got you.
Yeah. What's one tip you would give women working in the sports industry?
Don't take no shit. Any woman in a male-dominated industry, don't take no shit. If he's flirting with you and it's
it's uncomfortable, you tell him that. You put that right there. I don't care if it is what it is. You have to respect yourself. And the only way to have these men respect you is when they see you respect yourself. Like, no, you're not going to be unprofessional and try to hit on me when I'm working with you. Let's not do that. Let's not. Let's keep this far away from my career. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm so serious. When I put your boundaries up, make sure that you respect yourself. Make sure that you know your shit so that no one can say anything to you. Make sure you do your job. And I know me and you talked about this a very long time ago. There are women in male-dominated industries who fuck to get to the top. I ain't one of them bitches.
Me either.
Right.
We ain't doing none of that.
We ain't doing none of that.
I don't care how long it's going to take.
Yep. I don't care how long. It took me 32 years. 32 fucking years to be a sports editor and to have full creative control over the content I want to put out into the world.
That's right.
So don't take no shit. Put up your boundaries. Speak up for yourself right away. Right away. And if you don't feel comfortable speaking up for yourself directly through that person, find someone else who can do that for you. You know, because sometimes it can be a little intimidating. Like me, my friends always say, you're such a little person, but you have this giant personality, this giant attitude. Because I walk around like I'm 6'2". I'm 5'1". But you ain't gonna fuck with me off of my energy alone. I'll tell you that much right now. And that's what women have to be confident so that you know that you don't have to take the short end of the stick.
That's good.
Feel me?
Oh, I feel you. I remember that conversation you're talking about, too.
Yep.
Because they'll test you.
They'll test you all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Just the Jewel effect is just started January 2022, right? Just get tested.
Yep.
Test.
Yep.
No, thank you.
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, they'll test you.
And you are
But-
good. You're great.
Right, so are you.
Thank
So
you,
are
babe.
So I have a question I ask everyone that sits down with me.
Okay.
I asked them to drop a jewel. Well, can
That's
you drop
cute.
a jewel? Yeah, for women, for people in media, people in entertainment, PR, you know, people that are aspiring to be in the industry.
My favorite quote ever is, when you walk within your purpose, the universe aligns itself to accommodate you. And that has been in my head since I was a young girl. And it's because, like I said, when you sit there and you ask yourself, what's the intention behind me doing what I'm about to do? What is it? Does it actually align with your morals? If it doesn't, don't do it. If it takes you away from God or the path that you want to be on, don't do it. Don't do it for a quick buck. Don't do it for a quick shout out. Don't do it. Always ask yourself, what's the intention? And when that intention aligns with your purpose, everything else is going to fall into place. But when you start straying over there because maybe, this won't be as bad. If you have doubts about it, don't do it. If it doesn't align with God right away, don't do it. That's it. Ask yourself, what's the intention? Shout out to Oprah for that.
Shout out to Oprah. That's perfect. Well, this wraps up Season 2, Episode 1 of The Jewel Effect with Amber Lay. Amber, thank you so much. I love you.
I love you.
I love you. I really do. I already
you
knew
too.
that I would just love you even more in person, but this just solidified
Please
it.
don't make me cry.
You were about to make me cry.
I know. I almost cried too. But thank you so much for having me. And I've been on camera, an interview like this, in about 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
And I
feel
truly,
special.
you are very special. So that's why I was just like, when you reached out to me, I was like, yeah. When the time is right, I knew that me and you were going to get together and do this.
Yeah.
And look at it just aligning the way God wants it to.
That's right. This is awesome. Well, it's a wrap. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you. Love y'all.
Love you.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Amber Lay. I'm sports editor and PR of We Are Jersey Magazine, and I'm here with The Jewel Effect. Catch me on Season 2, Episode 1. Love you.
The Jewel Effect.